Hey everyone, and welcome back to Learn English Naturally. Today we're taking a deep dive into a situation we've all been in.
Oh, yeah.
Needing medicine.
Absolutely. We all need it.
It can be a little bit stressful even in your native language.
Oh, yeah.
Now imagine doing it in English.
Absolutely. I can imagine it can be quite daunting.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to focus on today.
Okay, great.
We want to equip you with the tools to handle any pharmacy visit
Right.
with confidence.
Love it.
So think of this as your pharmacy English toolkit.
Sounds good.
We're going to start with the basics.
Yeah, let's do it.
What are some of the must-know terms that we should have in our vocabulary?
Okay, so you're going to hear the word prescription a lot when you're at the pharmacy.
Prescription.
Yes, that's the written order from your doctor
Oh.
for a specific medication.
All right, so that's if you have to go to the doctor first.
Exactly.
And they give you that piece of paper.
Yes, exactly.
They'll take that to the pharmacy. Okay, now what about the stuff that you can just grab off the shelf?
Right. Those are called over-the-counter medication,
Over the counter.
often shortened to OTC.
OTC.
Yep, and no prescription needed for those.
Awesome. So prescription versus OTC.
Right.
Got it. Okay, so we've got the kind of general terms.
Yes.
But when I look at the shelves at a pharmacy,
Yeah.
there are so many different types of medicines.
Absolutely.
How do I even know what's what?
Well, you'll see specific names for all different types of medications.
Okay.
For instance, if you have a headache, you might look for a pain reliever
Okay.
or an analgesic,
Ooh,
which is just the more formal term a little bit.
I like it.
And then, of course, you have antibiotics
Yes.
used to fight infections.
Mm.
You have cough syrup to help with a cough,
Okay.
and so many more. So it's really helpful to familiarize yourself with the common names
It's a good point.
of medications that you might need.
Yeah, and also the different forms that medicine can come in.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Like there are pills and liquids and
Yes.
creams and all sorts of things.
You'll come across terms like pills, tablets, capsules. Those are all taken orally.
Okay.
Then there are liquids, syrups, ointments, and creams,
Okay.
which are applied externally.
Got it.
So knowing these terms will really help you describe what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Or understand the instructions.
Right, because if the instructions say to apply twice daily,
Exactly.
you don't want to accidentally swallow the cream.
Exactly.
So another important word, dosage.
Yes, dosage.
What is that?
That's the specific amount of medicine that you take
Okay.
and how often you should take it.
All right, so that's important.
Very important.
And what about those warnings
Oh, yes.
that list all the potential side effects?
Right.
What's the word for that?
Those are called side effects.
Side effects.
And they can range from mild to more serious.
Yeah.
So it's always good to ask about potential side effects and be aware of any reactions.
Speaking of side effects,
Oh, yeah.
I have a funny story about that.
It's okay. Let's hear it.
One time, I completely misread the warning about drowsiness on my allergy medicine.
Yeah.
And I ended up taking an unplanned nap
Oh, my goodness.
in the middle of a meeting.
No.
It was very embarrassing.
I can imagine.
But yeah, it was a good reminder to always read those labels carefully.
Definitely. I think we've all been there.
Yeah,
But it really highlights how important it is to have clear communication
absolutely.
at the pharmacy,
Mhm.
both in understanding instructions
Yes.
and asking questions if anything is unclear.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about some real life situations
Yeah.
you might find yourself in
All right.
at the pharmacy.
So like, what are those going to look like?
So let's say you need to pick up a prescription.
Okay.
What would you say when you walk up to the counter?
I'd probably say, hi,
Yeah,
I'm here to pick up a prescription.
perfect, simple, and direct.
Okay.
You'll likely need to provide your name and date of birth.
Oh.
This is for verification.
Sure.
And they might also ask for your doctor's name
Okay.
or the prescription number.
So just some basic information to
Is
make
it-
sure I'm getting the right stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, and what about if I need something that's over the counter? Like,
Yeah.
let's say I wake up with a really bad headache.
Right. In that case, you'd approach the counter
Okay.
and you could say something like,
Okay.
excuse me, do you have anything for a headache? Or what do you recommend for a headache?
Okay.
And then the pharmacist will guide you toward the appropriate OTC medication.
So they're really there to help.
Exactly.
Okay, what if I need something
Yes.
and I'm a little bit embarrassed to ask for it?
That's a great question.
Like, what if it's something delicate?
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way,
Yeah.
but it's important to remember that pharmacists are professionals
Okay.
and they've heard it all.
Right.
They are there to help, not to judge.
Got it.
So just try to be direct and clear about what you need.
Okay, so even if I feel a little weird about it, just ask.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's the best way to get the help that you need.
Great. And then once I've explained my situation,
Right.
and they've recommended some medicine for me, what's the best way to ask about dosage?
Oh, yeah. You can simply ask, what's the dosage for this?
Right.
Or how often should I take it?
All right.
Pharmacists expect these questions.
Okay, good.
So don't feel shy about asking them.
Okay.
And you can also ask about the best way to take the medication.
Like with food?
Exactly. Yeah, like, should I take this with food?
Okay.
Should I take it on an empty stomach?
Do I take it in the morning or at night?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just anything that comes to mind.
What about side effects?
Right. It's completely normal to be curious about potential side effects.
Yeah.
You can ask something like, are there any common side effects I should be aware of?
Okay.
Or is there anything I should watch out for when taking this medication?
So I don't have to list every single possible side effect.
Right. You don't have to go into too much detail.
Just a general question.
Exactly. Just a general question.
Okay.
And they will let you know.
Great. And then what if I need more of medication
Okay.
that I take regularly?
Right. You're talking about a refill.
A refill.
Yeah. It's a very common request.
Okay.
You can just say, I need a refill of medication name.
Easy.
And then you provide your name and prescription number.
Makes sense.
If you're running low, you can mention that too.
Okay. So like I'm running low on my medication and I need a refill.
Exactly. Perfect.
So refill. Got it.
Okay, great.
So these are all like the kind of like normal things
Yeah, these are the basic scenarios.
that you might encounter.
At the
right?
pharmacy.
But what about if it's something a little more specific
Okay, yeah.
or have more concern?
Right, you're right. There's a whole other level of communication that goes
Okay.
beyond these basic scenarios.
Right.
So we're talking about discussing allergies, potential interactions with other medications. Okay.
Or even inquiring about alternative treatments.
See, now you're getting into the stuff where I feel like,
A little more complicated.
yeah, like that's where I would get lost.
Yes.
For sure.
It can be tricky,
Yeah.
but it often involves more complex vocabulary
Right.
and a deeper understanding of healthcare terminology.
Okay.
But don't worry,
Right.
we're going to equip you with the tools to handle those conversations too,
Okay.
with confidence.
I like it.
So in the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore those more nuanced scenarios
Okay.
and provide you with the phrases you need
Great.
to navigate them like a pro.
Great. I'm excited.
Awesome.
We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody.
All right.
We're wrapping up our deep dive into pharmacy English.
Yes.
And so far, I feel like we've covered a lot of great material.
Definitely those essential phrases will come in handy.
For sure. So we talked about picking up prescriptions, getting those over-the-counter medications,
Yeah.
understanding the dosage.
But what about the stuff that's a little bit more complicated?
Yeah, good question.
Like how do we discuss allergies or interactions with other medications or even alternative treatment options?
Those are all great points.
Yeah.
And they require a little bit more finesse when you're talking to the pharmacist.
Okay, so let's start with allergies.
Okay.
How do I communicate a potential allergy to the pharmacist?
Okay, so imagine you're at the pharmacy and you need to tell them about an allergy.
Right.
You could say something like, excuse me, but I'm allergic to penicillin.
Okay.
Are there any alternative antibiotics you could recommend?
So just be upfront about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's really important to be clear and direct.
Okay.
And don't hesitate to ask for alternatives if you have concerns about a specific medication.
All right. And what about those warnings
Yes.
you see about interactions between different medications?
Right. That can be a bit overwhelming.
Yeah. How do I even approach that topic?
Well, pharmacists are trained to help you with those potential interactions.
Okay.
So you can just say something like, I'm currently taking medication name.
Okay.
Are there any interactions I should be aware of with this new prescription?
So again, just being direct.
Exactly.
And asking,
Yep.
okay, but what if I feel a little awkward bringing all this stuff up?
Yeah, I understand.
Like I don't want to question the doctor's orders,
I know what you mean.
you know.
But it's important to remember that pharmacists are there to help.
That's true.
They're part of your healthcare team.
Right.
And they want to make sure you're safe.
Yeah.
So never be afraid to ask.
Okay.
Even if it seems basic or you feel a little silly,
Good to know.
you're advocating for your own health.
Right. It's about being proactive.
Exactly.
Okay, what if I'm interested in like alternative treatments?
Okay.
Can I ask about those at the pharmacy?
Absolutely.
Oh, that.
Pharmacies these days,
Yeah.
they're more like holistic health hubs. So you can definitely ask about alternative treatments.
So how would I phrase that?
You could say something like, I'm interested in learning about alternative treatments for your condition.
Okay.
Do you have any information or recommendations?
So the pharmacist can actually point me in the right direction.
Yes, they can provide you with resources.
Wow.
Or even some over-the-counter options.
This is amazing. I feel so much more confident
That's great to hear.
now that we've gone through all this
I'm glad.
about navigating the pharmacy in English.
It's all about clear communication.
Absolutely.
Make sure you're getting the right medication and care.
Yes.
So practice these phrases. Familiarize yourself with common medical terms.
That's great advice.
And you'll feel more comfortable in any pharmacy.
That's right. Practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
So to all our listeners out there,
Yes.
don't be afraid to have these conversations.
F those questions.
Yeah? And advocate for your own health.
It's so important.
That's right. We are here to support you on your journey to mastering everyday English.
Every step of the way.
Tune in next time for another deep dive
Absolutely.
into the fascinating world of English.
We'll see you then.
See you next time on Learn English Naturally.